Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Miriam and I love everything about books. In today's video I'm sharing with you a mini book haul. I did buy some books the past few weeks while I actually said to myself that I wasn't allowed to buy any more new books, which is something I do all the time, but I think that is something we book lovers have in common, that is really hard for us to not buy any books. You must know I work in a bookstore, so I get a small discount, so it's even harder to not buy any books. But the first book is actually not a book I bought in a bookstore. It's an English book called Prayer in the Night by Tish Warren. I shared my mini review of this book. I've talked about this book quite a lot on my channel, and this book was definitely worth breaking any book buying ban that I had. It was such a great book in times of grief, and it really got me through a dark period this year. I've told you about this in a video that I shared with you a couple of weeks ago. This book was definitely worth it. I wasn't supposed to buy these two books, but Singles Day came up, and as you might know, I'm not single. I do have a wonderful boyfriend actually. But not a year ago, but the year before that, I made a sort of deal with myself that every Singles Day I could buy a few books. And then just after I made that deal, I wasn't single anymore the next year. I remember that in 2021 I also got some books because I still had a gift card from Waterstones which was about to run out, so I decided to treat myself on a stack of books. And then I decided that this year on Singles Day, there have been so many years that I was single on Singles Day and I did not buy myself books, so I could buy books myself this year, and I got these two wonderful books. They're Dutch books, but they're translated books. So the first one is, this is not the first one. It's from the Walker Family series by Melissa Tagg. And the first book is, I should have looked this up, From the Start. And the second is Like Never Before. And one of the reasons that I wasn't allowed to buy a lot of new books was that I have a huge TBR, and you've probably seen it in a previous video. So the thing is, if I would buy a new book, it would end up on my TBR and I would not read it for a couple of weeks, months, or even longer. And since I work in a bookstore, I actually know that you don't have to have a book immediately when it comes out, because it will be available next year. And that was sort of the reason that I decided not to buy a lot of books this year. But I really wanted to have these two books, and I actually already read them, so it's not so bad. The last book I bought this year is actually, I'm not sure what the original title is. It's a very long title. The Dutch title is Spreukendagboek, but the English title, original title, is God's Wisdom for Navigating Life, a Year of Daily Devotions in the Book of Proverbs by Timothy Keller. It says Tim Keller on the front, but it's Timothy Keller. I've read several of his books and I really like them. And this book has been on my wish list for a long time, so I decided I would buy it, and next year I will read one devotion a day, because obviously this is a book with daily devotions, so for every day of the year there's a devotion. And so this is actually not really like buying a novel, but it is a book that I bought, and I actually know that I will, for Christmas, I will also receive a book. And I already know what the book is because my boyfriend ordered it at the bookshop where I work. he he called the bookshop when I was at work, and he asked for a certain book, book 8 in the Hope Harbor series by Irene Hannon, and I had to gift wrap it, and when I got home he wrote my name on it and put it on underneath the Christmas tree. So I do know that I will get that book for Christmas. Well, I just checked and I bought 19 new books. I did buy some other new books, but I bought them from gift cards and that sort of things that I got for my birthday. So that does not really count. Some books were gifted to me and I bought some books secondhand, but not a lot actually. I think I acquired like 30 books the past year, which is, well, if you compare it to previous years where I got like close to 100 new books, new and secondhand books, then this year I did not buy a lot of new books, but it still feels like a lot to me because I'm not entirely sure why it does feel like a lot. I think because my TBR is very extensive, and from now on I'll try to buy well, I keep saying that I won't buy any new books until I've read my TBR, but I'm not sure whether that's ever going to work. I'll try. But in February is my birthday, so I am allowed to buy some books from gift cards if I get them for my birthday and that, but then I really want to finish my TBR before I'm going to buy some new books. So try to do that in the future. I will share with you some updates if you want to about my trying not to buy a lot of new books. It will be, I don't think it will be really difficult because I've experienced it the past year, and to be honest, at the moment I don't have a lot of money to spend on books. I have to save up money for life in general, because life is getting more and more expensive, so there won't be any money to buy books. I think well, and it's not necessary. It's a purchase that you want to do, but it's not like your life depends on it or anything. Although books are absolutely great and I cannot imagine a life without books. I do have a lot of books on my TBR. I can actually borrow books from the library. I can go to my, well, the bookstore where I work. We get advanced reader copies and stuff like that. So it's not that I can't read any books if I don't buy them. But the thing is, I do like to read English books and I don't have access to them, and that's, I think that is the hardest part, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. So let me know in a comment, have you put yourself on a book buying ban, or do you have any rules for book buying? Do you have to like accomplish your goals or read a certain number of books before you can buy a new book? I'm quite curious how you do it, so let me know in a comment. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any more bookish content, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and as always, happy reading!